Hey, welcome to another episode of Freedom on Fire. I'm your host, Robert BOBTV Brown. How are you doing today? Today it is 6:17 p.m., July the 18th, Wednesday, or Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. All right, so get into it. The topic of the day is R. Kelly being accused again of sexual crimes. All right, now we know the history of R. Kelly with the minors, and I'm going to go there for a second. Do not mess with minors at all. I don't care if you get parent consent. Some states, as young as 16, you can be married, or 14 in some places, as long as you got parent consent. In New York State, it is legal. Consent is 17. You can have sex, you can get married at 17. Is that right, or is that right? That may be your right. That may be the law. But is it the right thing to do? I mean, here I am. I'm pushing 50. What do I look like trying to get with a 17-year-old girl? And don't get me wrong. I'm a fairly decent guy, and I do get I get a lot of pushing from young women, but not that young, but 21, 22, 23, and I just don't cater to young women, even though it's flattering. I don't think the maturity level is there. But it's R. Kelly's situation, man. All through the past 10, 20 years, he's been dealing with these accusations of, wouldn't necessarily say physical rape, but statutory rape, messing with a minor. It's not like R. Kelly raped these minors. There was consent among the two, but it was not legal. So it doesn't matter whether she say, R. Kelly, make love to me. Please, R. Kelly, make love to me. If R. Kelly make love to her, that's against the law, even though she's willing. That is statutory rape, whether it's consenting or not. And as a result, sometimes people get pregnant. As a result, that one dumb act from R. Kelly, going there with that minor, could put that minor in a position where she can sue you. And it all bites you in the behind. For example, there was one lady who was suing for $20 million, settled for $200,000. Now, that's something, but the point is, R. Kelly, dude, she's a minor. She's a minor. And in that state, if it's not consensual, don't touch it. I don't care how much vibe she may give you. I mean, you look at R. Kelly, you got this superstar that can woo women, put them under his spell, and you may get minors. You got from minors to women in 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, some 70, 80, maybe 100 that love R. Kelly. But is it the right thing to do, R. Kelly? Me, I'm not going to be pushing up on somebody 70, 80 years old. My mom's almost 70. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain women that was my mom age that I thought was attractive. And as a young boy, I was like, man, if I was older, man, And as a young boy, you fantasize and things like that. But for me to put that woman in that position is wrong. And for her not to be smart enough to not allow me to put her in that position is wrong. So the bottom line is this: you do not mess with minors. I don't care if it's with parent consent. I don't care if she's all on you. I don't care if she's throwing it at you. And minors, do not mess with an adult man. I don't care what he has. Don't put himself in that position. And if you do, you should be looked at as a person who's trying to be a predator. Predators go both ways. You could be predatoring him because he's this iconic figure, millions of dollars, and if you can get pregnant by him and you're a minor, you can put him in a position where he'll give you anything you want. That's possible. Then again, that man needs to know not to even touch you with a 10-foot pole. Me personally, I'm old school. I'm going to court you. Much as I appreciate sex with a woman, I don't just immediately go there. I'm going to get to know you. And before I even think about even going there, the thought I'm going to get to know your parents or somebody that knows you, so I can question who you really are outside of you, to make sure I'm not making the wrong, horrible, terrible decision. Now, let's fast forward to today's news about him and this allegation of him owning these properties, and he's renting these properties to keep these women in these properties, and he pretty much controlled them. In this day and age, there's fetishes out there. And my number one focus looking at this whole news is, number one, are they an adult? Adult. If they're an adult, they make their own decision. Is R. Kelly forcing them to stay in that house? Do he have bodyguards at the home making sure they don't leave? Do he have a key to the door and he's locking them in and they can't go out free to roam however they roam? If it's none of that, then they're willful subjects. They willfully decide to be with this man. And unfortunately, in the age of Christian Grey and 50 Shades of Grey and things like that, fetishes are not new. Fetishes are old as dust. And some men like to be dominated. Some women like to be dominated. Some men like to pay to be a slave for an hour. Some women like to be paid to be a slave for an hour. Then again, you got people who don't mind the lifestyle. Hey, R. Kelly's not home all the time. I don't mind being a sex slave. As long as he got me, he's putting me in this nice apartment. He's buying all my food. He's buying all my clothes. And as long as we got an agreement, like in the movie, as long as we got a signed document, he can do whatever he wants. Long as I get fed, and I'm not terribly abused. I know it sounds crazy, but to a lot of people in certain worlds, it's not crazy. Fetishes are a huge addiction to some people, and they can't get enough. And some people, when they start in that sadomasochism, the S&M, that bondage stuff, some people behavior become more deviant and they go deeper into that, and they thrive off that, and it's a thrill to them, and they get high off that, and it stimulates them. They get a little orgasmatic at it. And there's some people who like that. I mean, let's be truthful. Some people like a little freakiness in their relationship with their spouse. Honey, go get me the handcuffs, smack me around, flip me around. But they don't make that a lifestyle. It's not something that they carry with them every second of the day. But yeah, there's some people, they love it. And as long as they compensated for it, they'll do it every second of the day. So the point is, these ladies were an adult, and like I said, if he's not locking them in, if don't have them guarded, and these people are free to go anywhere they want to, even if it's by his instruction, they are free moral agents. If they're not in a real, true slavery situation where they cannot go anywhere, they're locked in the home, somebody control when they go out. I'm talking about physically control when they go out, when they eat or whatever. That's wrong. That's wrong. And here's the key. Above their will. If it's okay for them and they want that lifestyle, this is America. And if you like it, you can have access to it. As long as you're an adult. And as long as it's consensual. And one woman said, hey, look, leave me alone. I ain't going to rat him out nothing. One lady told her mother, look, Mom, I love R. Kelly. And R. Kelly loved me. And the mom don't like that. And I can understand it as a parent. You don't want your child being controlled by somebody who doesn't give your child a great future, doesn't provide her no stability, no commitment, and he got these houses with women in it, not maybe not one, but a bunch of women in it, That doesn't look good. But if that's what she like, what do you do? If that's what she want, what do you do? If she's not being held above her will, if she chooses to do this, especially if she did a contract that, hey, I will be your slave, and you read the contract, as long as you accommodate me with housing, food, shelter, pay my rent, pay my car, and you give me this sort of lifestyle, I'll be what you want me to be when you get home and occasionally when you're away. I agree to this. There's nothing we can do. I hate to say it, but there are people who are into this stuff. And if R. Kelly found women that are an adult that's willing to go along with this stuff and is legal, we can't say nothing about it. We can say something about it. We can complain about it, do whatever we want, but it's not going to change their situation, and it's not going to stop him, and it's not going to stop them. Only he can stop him, and they can stop him, or they can stop themselves. But if it's consensual, in this case, there's nothing we can do. Now, my advice to any adult: do not go there with a minor. I don't care how much vibe they give you. I don't care how much like adult they give you. And yes, I don't care how fine they are. I don't care if they do look 27. You do not touch them. I don't care if they give you a fake ID. What do you mean fake ID? You got women out there that looks older, and they'll present themselves older. You don't know. You can't tell. Most cases you can't, because there's a level of maturity in there. But some places, from your visual point of view, you don't know. So you need to start talking, asking questions. See, me personally, I don't care how old you look. I need to know a little bit more about you. That's why I like Facebook. Because I can find out about your family. And I can find out a little bit about who you really are. Especially if you're local. And if you find out she's a minor, wipe your hands off and go the other way. Fast. All right, so those my two advice. Leave minors alone. I don't care if the mother do consent. And number two, if they're an adult and they love it and they want it and they desire it and they come to you for it, if you're willing to give it to them, I can't say anything. You're a free moral agent. You make your own decision in life. As long as you consent to adults, that's your decision. I may not like it. I may think it's immoral. My belief, my faith may say it's immoral, but that's your choice. And I ain't going to override your choice. I have my own choices to worry about, not yours. Okay? I may give you some advice, lead you what I think is the right direction, but it's still ultimately your choice. And if R. Kelly chooses to be with women who choose to be with him, it's his prerogative. He can say and do what he want to do. I'm BOBTV. Hey, this is your boy BOBTV with Freedom on Fire and Rob Report. I want to thank you for watching the webcast. Make sure you share these segments all across your social media network. Like and share, subscribe, and maybe invite a couple other people to do the same thing. You make the difference. I also want to thank you for those who support this channel through Patreon, whether it's 50 cents to $50 million. It goes right back into what we do here. So like the lights that you're looking at right now, that's because of something that you did. So I really appreciate it. I want to thank my man Vegematic for the Blue Yeti mic, one of the top microphones out right now. He knew I needed the mic, so he blessed me with it. So all of you guys make the difference into this channel growing, and I really want to appreciate you for that. Also, by all means, again, continue to share your comments at the bottom of each video. Just don't get so visceral to the people who may disagree with me or may disagree with you. This calling out name stuff, that's not for this channel. So please try not to call people names, personal names. Now you can call some of the stuff they talk about crap. I say that, but just don't attack people personally. Words really hurt when you start attacking people personally, because these people really believe these things, and you're not gonna take away their belief by calling them names. So please don't do that on this channel. But nevertheless, I appreciate you guys. We're shooting for 2,000 now. So I need your help. So as my pastor would say, reach one, teach one. I mean, let's reach out. You got the information. Make sure you share with other people and try to get them to subscribe to the channel so we can grow and expand. Again, the money, the finances that you give in your Patreon account, it goes into equipment. So I want to thank you for personally helping this endeavor grow. And on BOBTV, Freedom on Fire, Brah Report. Peace.